This administration acts like violating civil liberties is the way to enhance our security.
That was the president in 2007 bashing the Bush administration for allegedly violating civil liberties. But is it President Obama's NSA policies that are really robbing Americans of their privacy today?
Joining us now is Fox News Sunday host Chris Wallace. Chris, nice to see you this morning.
Good to be with you guys.
How is the president's speech being received in Washington this morning? I had heard some Democrats seem like they said this is exactly what we need, and others saying the president didn't really do anything.
Yeah, I think more the latter. To the degree that the president was trying to satisfy both the intelligence community and the civil liberties folks, I think he probably came down more on the side of the intelligence community. Yes, there are some reforms. For instance, in the metadata, he wants somebody other than the government holding the information. The government would have to go to a court to get a court order to sift through all of those billions of phone records. But the metadata collection continues. The national security letters continue. The ability for our government agencies to try to penetrate the software and hardware of private internet companies. All of that remains. I mean, the basic structure of George W. Bush's surveillance program remains. So I think that while he gave some rhetorical nods to the civil liberties folks, generally speaking, he came down pretty hard on the side of national security, which is not surprising for a president.
So what about the American people and who are concerned about their privacy? Are they going to see through this speech and think that it's some sort of deceptive rhetoric, or are they going to feel better about all of it?
Well, I don't know that I call it deceptive. If you're upset about the fact that the president or the government is able to continue to collect all this information, you'll continue to be upset about it. On the other hand, if you feel that the government going through all this information may prevent a terror plot and may help keep us safe, and the president did make the point, Anna, that there is not a single documented case where any of this information has ever been abused by the NSA or the CIA or any of our intelligence agencies, then my guess is you'll be okay with it.
Yet, and then of course, maybe we don't have health information getting out there and available to people when there's been a website breach. But we just got an alarming warning this week from the security expert who says the Obamacare website is just a breach waiting to happen, and it could have catastrophic consequences. Let's listen to David Kennedy this week.
Healthcare.gov is not secure today. And nothing's really changed since the November 19th testimony. In fact, from our November 19th testimony, it's even worse. I don't understand how we're still discussing whether or not the website is insecure or not. It is. There's no question about that.
It is insecure.
It is insecure, absolutely 100%.
You're going to be talking to Mr. Kennedy on your show this morning, Chris. What are you going to talk to him about?
Well, exactly what he's saying. He testified. I mean, for folks that this may have slipped by, he testified before a House committee back in November. And now, at that point, the website was pretty messed up. But he said it's just like Swiss cheese. It's full of holes. Now he comes back and says that he and 6 other independent security experts went back to look at the supposedly new and improved site just in the last week or so. And he says it's worse than ever. In fact, he says, and we'll talk about this at the top of the hour, he says that he could go onto the healthcare.gov website and he could access the records of 70,000 Americans, your name, your address, your social security number, your date of birth, everything that he would need to hack your identity, to steal your identity in 4 minutes. So we'll see. And in fact, there's quite a lot of pushback from the government, and we'll ask them about what they say to counter this. But if what he says is true, it's very alarming.
Meanwhile, you're also going to be talking to General Michael Hayden and Senator Patrick Leahy. A bit of an interesting debate around national security, both fiery on either side of this, right, Chris?
Well, that's right. And General Michael Hayden was the former head of the NSA. Then he was head of the CIA. I mean, this is the kind of guy who was charged with using intelligence to try to keep us safe. Patrick Leahy, the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee, even before the president spoke, had introduced legislation that would dial back on government surveillance even more. It'll be interesting to see who is happier with what the president said on Friday.
In our final 10 seconds, Chris, you know about all things national and things of great importance. Tonight on Fox, 49ers versus Seahawks. Who wins?
Seahawks.
Thank you.
Okay. Don't even ask him about the Broncos game.
18 minutes
Broncos.
after the hour.
Broncos.
That's Clayton's pick,
Broncos.
too.
Thanks, Chris.
Good to see you,
you.
Chris.
Well, he doesn't have any horse in this race anymore now that the Redskins,
Yeah, gone.
poor Chris.
18 minutes after the hour, and coming up on Fox & Friends Weekend, her little girl was bullied so bad she committed suicide. Now that mother pushing to make bullying a crime, but does it go too far? We report, you decide.
And you know him as Rob Stark. Actor Richard Madden might have fallen victim to the famous Red Wedding in the hit show Game of Thrones. Now he's caught up in a gold rush. He joins us with the brand new show that rolls out on Monday.